If you haven't seen this next clip, you're missing out on pure comedic gold from The View. Picture this. Whoopi Goldberg passionately calling for a boycott of X, while conveniently forgetting that her own show Survival is tangled in the ongoing cage match between the Walt Disney Company and Elon Musk. Add to that the fact that every off-the-cuff decree she makes could easily become legal kindling, and suddenly The View feels less like lighthearted daytime chatter, and more like a ticking countdown to Whoopi accidentally canceling herself. Let's get into it.
He's apparently the richest man in the world. His name is Elon Musk, and he's proving that money does not always seem to buy happiness, because apparently he lost it during an interview at a leadership summit when asked about advertisers fleeing his website X over his response to anti-Semitic posts.
Whoopi Goldberg delivers a perfectly ironic moment, highlighting that even the world's richest man, Elon Musk, struggles to stay composed when the spotlight intensifies. With her signature sharp wit, she reminds us that no amount of wealth can buy peace of mind or shield anyone from the consequences of their own choices.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go f*** yourself. Actually, what this advertising boycott is going to do, it's going to kill the company. And the whole world will know that those advertisers killed the company, and we will document it in great detail.
Those final 5 seconds from Musk were a masterclass in veiled legal threats. So subtle, so sharp, and yet completely lost on Whoopi. To set the stage, rewind 2 weeks. Musk casually affirmed a tweet steeped in the notorious Great Replacement theory, a notion embraced by white supremacist corners of the internet. Predictably, the backlash was swift and fierce. Outrage spread, accusations flew, and advertisers began stampeding for the exits. Apple, IBM, Warner Brothers, all pulled out. Among the deserters was Disney, led by Bob Iger. Tension between Musk and Disney isn't exactly breaking news, but this particular round carried a twist few saw coming. Musk later backpedaled, calling that reply the single dumbest of his 30,000 tweets, a bold claim given the competition.
I'm sorry for that tweet or post. It was foolish of me. Of the 30,000, it might be literally the worst and dumbest post that I've ever done.
Now imagine this. X, already struggling financially, teeters toward bankruptcy following the mass exodus of advertisers. Musk, brandishing his subtly menacing legal threats at Disney for allegedly leading the boycott, could inadvertently drag the entire Mouse house down with him. Adding to the tension, Whoopi, by echoing that same boycott sentiment, is teetering on that same razor's edge. Meanwhile, ABC's parent company, Disney, looks more fragile than ever. Its stock has plunged nearly 40% in just 2 years, with market capitalization dropping from $267 billion in December 2021 to $169 billion today. And you don't even need Wall Street charts to see the decline. Just glance at the conveyor belt of creative flops and recycled remakes. If Musk actually follows through a lawsuit, it might be the final push that sends Disney, and with it, ABC and The View, right out the door.
When he said that the advertisers would be responsible for killing the company, he's kind of disassociating with what caused the advertisers to step away.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is, he knows as a businessman that companies are responsible to not only their employees, but their consumers. And we live in a time of conscientious consumerism, when people want to put the one power they have, which is their dollar, towards something that matters, whether it's for good or against something.
Yes, Sarah, money definitely talks, especially when it's wielded as a megaphone for one's beliefs. But here's the twist. When that speech becomes a financial battering ram aimed at rival companies, as Bob Iger and Disney appear to be doing, you could be sure Elon Musk won't simply shrug it off. After all, he spent $44 billion on Twitter and isn't about to let Disney's performative virtue signaling backfire and harm his business over a misinterpretation of his tweets. The Musk-Disney rivalry isn't new, either. Sparks have been flying for years, most notably when Disney bristled at SpaceX's plans for a launch site in South Texas. Now, Whoopi Goldberg seems to be unknowingly turning The View into a pawn in this heavyweight clash. Watch this unfold.
If you're not participating, it's a big statement.
Yeah.
It's a big statement. If you don't participate, then you are not complicit. You are saying this is not where I want to be.
Yeah.
So, join us who have stopped, because I don't want to be associated with that.
Here's the irony. Whoopi Goldberg calls for a mass exodus from X over Musk's missteps, all while expecting endless understanding and forgiveness for her own controversial comments about Jewish people during World War II. Is she the only one entitled to a redo? It's striking how quickly people are ready to highlight flaws in others, while insisting that everyone else focus solely on their brightest moments.
Don't advertise.
How do you think then about the economics of X? If part of the underlying model, at least today, and maybe it needs to shift, maybe the answer is it needs to shift away from advertising.
Actually, what this advertising boycott is going to do, it's going to kill the company.
But those advertisers, I imagine, are going to say, we didn't kill the company.
Oh yeah.
They're going to say,
tell it to Earth.
But they're going to say, Elon, that you killed the company because you said these things.
Now, let's zoom out from a microcosm of Whoopi's comments and examine the larger battlefield. This isn't just about a single tweet. It's the culmination of a broader war on free speech that Elon Musk is actively engaged in through countless public appearances. He has made it clear that he sees corporate boycotts and media pressure as part of a playbook designed to financially silence anyone who deviates from the approved narrative. Viewed this way, Bob Iger and Disney's actions, which Whoopi so enthusiastically echoes, appear less like a moral stance and more like a calculated move in a much bigger game. From Musk's perspective, they aren't merely pulling ads. They're attempting to muzzle a platform and a person they find ideologically inconvenient.
Because you said these things, and that they were inappropriate things, and that they didn't feel comfortable on the platform, right? That's what they're going to say.
And let's see how Earth responds to that.
Okay, this goes back to...
We'll both make our cases,
right,
and we'll see what the outcome is.
And I just wonder and ask you and think about that for a second.
Tell it to the judge.
But the judge is going to be...
the judge is the public.
This is where the stakes become intensely personal for Musk. He has a long history of calling out what he sees as corporate virtue signaling, especially when it's wielded as a weapon. To him, decisions by companies like Disney to pull multi-million-dollar ad campaigns represent a direct attack on his business, and he doesn't hesitate to say so. Musk has consistently argued that a company's choice to stop advertising isn't a grand moral gesture. It's a business move that can ultimately backfire and harm their own reach and bottom line. So when Whoopi passionately advocates for that same boycott, she isn't just commenting on social media. She's inadvertently becoming a cheerleader for the very corporate tactics Musk has vowed to dismantle.
You think that the public is going to say that Disney is making a mistake? And they're going to boycott Disney?
They already are.
Well, there are some that are for lots of different reasons, but you think that this is going to, that you have this goes to actually the interesting of power and leverage.
Let the chips fall where they may. Let the chips fall where they may.
So, after all of this, the question isn't merely about who's right or wrong. It's about the larger game being played. We've seen how a few off-the-cuff remarks on social media can ignite a firestorm and pull corporate heavyweights into what feels like a legal boxing match. We've also observed how figures like Whoopi Goldberg, who have faced their own controversies, are now at the forefront of a new type of accountability. But the real question is this: does a company have the right to wield its financial power to cancel a public figure or business it disagrees with? Or is that simply a modern form of censorship masquerading as a moral stance? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown insightful, be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.